Good morning, this is Sarah, your imperfect carnivore in the UK. Will I have a heart attack? Now the thumbnail for this video is going to say carnivore the heart attack diet. So of course that's going to attract a lot of people who are probably hoping that I'm going to have a heart attack from my high meat, high fat lifestyle. So I want to say hi to you and thank you so much for your support in wishing that I was dead. That's really very sweet of you. I have had all my bloods taken fairly recently though, so if anyone wants to comment on checking out my blood results and my whole profile, please do comment and I can tell you the answers. I can even show you the answers if you want in another video. But the question is, I've got this inspiration from Rick from the 40-year carnivore. Yes, there are people out there that have done this a really long time and they still haven't had this tragic heart attack that everyone says we're going to have. But I've been on a few Facebook groups recently and pages, and the amount of people that say you're going to get cancer, you're going to have a heart attack. Fine. Well, actually my numbers don't support a risk of heart attack. I mean, it depends on what you think is a high risk of heart attack. If it's my cholesterol's all out of whack, well, I can show you evidence here that my serum is absolutely full lipid profile, no action. In fact, maybe you'd like to see that. Full lipid profile. It's going to be back to front because that's how things work around here. I might turn it round, but it does say normal, no action required for that. I was quite disappointed actually. I was hoping my cholesterol was higher because I believe that a high cholesterol is actually incredibly good for you. So I was actually very disappointed when it was just normal. But what else can we measure? When people are watching me, and it's interesting because everyone I know knows I eat this way, and it's not that impressive at the moment, is it? She's going to die soon. But it's going to be interesting because I am going to continue eating this way, and I'm going to eat into this way. I'm going to eat this way into my 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me do it. People are still going to be interested in the fact that my blood sugars are perfect and the doctor can't find any risk for diabetes whatsoever. People are going to be interested in the fact that my hair probably still isn't grey. I have a tiny amount of grey, and the better I eat, the darker my hair gets. I know I've got some extensions in today because I've had low iron recently and that's meant my hair's suffered and I got bored of waiting for it to grow, so I have put some extensions in underneath, but this hair on top is totally dark and lovely. I wonder how long that's going to last. That's interesting to me because when I get to 58, what am I going to look like? I think good, actually. I think for an average 58-year-old, I'm going to actually look pretty good because by that point, I'll be out of my menopause. I won't be having heavy periods anymore. I'll have really decent iron levels and I will probably be incredibly lean and incredibly young looking. And that's when people are going to start taking notice because people around us are flaking out, aren't they? People in their 30s, 40s and 50s are losing it, losing their vibrancy, losing their health, losing their youthfulness. And that's mentally and physically. Where am I going to be? That's going to be interesting. I think to myself, even if I don't lose the weight, I probably will inspire people because they'll be starting up their medications and I'll still not be on any medication, mostly because I refuse medication. So but my future markers, and there's this heart attack thing. I don't mind having a very quick heart attack and conking out quickly. Sounds quite appealing rather than wondering about how old I'm going to get and how many ailments I'm going to get. But I don't even worry about that. All of the problems I had have gone. My gastritis is gone. My psoriasis is gone. My insomnia is gone. I have perfect blood sugars. I'm in better health than I was 10 years ago. So saying as you get older, things start to fall apart and you go to seed, I don't agree because naturally we're not going to stay looking 20 years old when we're 100 because that would be ridiculous. But, or is it ridiculous? Or is it just that people have just spent a whole lifetime of eating inappropriate human species food? Is it ridiculous that we can continue to look vibrant and young when we're in our 60s, 70s and 80s? There's probably a limit to how young you can look, but you can hold it back a lot, I believe. I think eating a lot of fat and a lot of meat holds it back massively. And there's only one way to find out, isn't there? And that's to get on with it. But if we continue to eat duck food, as my friend Rick says, the 40-year carnivore, I'm going to link to his channel, by the way, underneath. He calls all food that isn't meat duck food. And he says that if humans continue to eat duck food, it's going to kill us. And I do agree. I think he has one advantage over me in that he doesn't actually like the taste of the duck food, and I do. That's a bit of a disadvantage. Also, I'm jealous of these people that have never liked the taste of tea or coffee, because how easy it is to not have it when you don't even like it. I'm jealous of those people too. So this heart attack thing, when am I expected to have it? If you are still following this video and you think I'm going to have a heart attack eating this way, let me know, because I need to put it in my diary. The number quoted at me mostly at Facebook recently is 55. So I've got 7 years left. Let's make them good. And I'm going to feel good as well. I'm going to feel good in that 7 years. And I'll get back to you when I'm 55 and find out if I've had that heart attack yet. Yeah, I think that's unlikely looking at my figures. Triglycerides are excellent, by the way. Triglycerides are actually a much more worrying marker of a heart attack anyway. And mine are perfect too. They're supposed to be between 0 and 1.7 and mine are 0.8. I don't have high triglycerides. That means a low heart attack risk. My cholesterol's perfect. Low heart attack risk. Okay? And how is it that my cholesterol is so good when I have eaten extreme amounts of meat and fat in the last 9 years? Extreme amounts. I eat more meat and fat in a month than what the average human does in their lifetime these days. Then how are heart attacks, heart disease, strokes on the rise when most people are avoiding the red meat? Where's that come from? My mother hardly ever ate red meat, and she died 20 months ago of bowel cancer. She hardly ever ate red meat. So how did she get her bowel cancer? She mostly avoided it. It's amazing to me. Meat consumption's gone down and down and down. Fat's gone down and down and down. But diabetes and heart disease and strokes and cancers and all the rest of it are on the increase. And then somebody else said, well, most people don't even follow the food pyramid, do they? No, probably not to the extent that it's supposed to be followed. They probably don't have a diary and think, well, I've definitely had my 5 portions of whole grain today, and I've definitely only had my 2 ounces of meat today. But most people are avoiding meat and eating more grains. That is fact. Of course they are. And yeah. So why is everyone getting sicker? Why is everyone aging so ungracefully? Why? But we're all going to have a heart attack, so I'll let you know when that happens. I've got all my details here from my doctor. Can't find anything wrong with me, apart from, as I said, the low iron, which I'm working on. I haven't had that retested yet. It's probably on the way up now. I've noticed that the hair coming out down here is actually growing now. But I have got my extensions in today to make myself feel better, because if you can fake it, why not? So, yeah. Am I going to have a heart attack? This is the heart attack diet, so I'm excited about that. But what else feels good? What else feels good? Everything. How can you be on the cusp of having a heart attack when all of your blood markers and all of your health markers are perfect, better than they were? If I am healthier now than I was 10 years ago, how can I be on track for a heart attack? Please explain to me. Put it in the comments how you think this heart attack is going to happen, because I'd love to know what it is I should be looking out for, because then I can avoid it. That's all I want to say. Follow Rick at his channel. Watch his videos about heart attack diet and duck food. He makes me laugh. He's got a fantastic sense of humour. He's also got an amazing video called Death by Diet. Actually it's called Death Before Diet. And his friend, who did actually end up dying, said he would rather die than eat healthily. Well, that's a great shame, and he did end up dying. So, but Rick keeps on going and hasn't had that heart attack and didn't die, eating all of that meat and all of that fat. Fabulous. All this talk of meat and fat is making me hungry. I've got a lamb shoulder in the slow cooker today. I will show you photos of that tomorrow in my new slow cooker, which is really old, and it cooks meat beautifully. So you enjoy your meat today and your fat today and your water, and don't worry about what they say. Just don't worry what anyone says and just enjoy yourself. I'm going to watch this back and see if any of it makes sense. And I will talk to you again later. Take care. Bye.